Hello everyone, welcome to Botany optional channel for the UPSC examination. In today's video, we are going to see plants as a sources of spices. In this video, we are going to see what are the spices, then spices from the roots of the plant, then spices from the bark of the plant, spices from the floral buds, spices from the fruits, spices from the seeds, spices from the leaves, and at last, importance of the spices. As you know, spices are coming from the different parts of the plants. All right. So all these different parts are will be covered in this video. That is the root, bark, floral bud, fruit, seeds, leaves. We will cover one example for each part for that respective part of the plant which is producing the spices. All right. So first of all, what are the spices? Spices may be defined as the aromatic or pungent vegetable substances used to flavor the food. As you know, the spices are especially used for the flavoring of the foods. So spices may be defined as they are the aromatic, that is, they have very good scent, and they are the vegetable substances, that is, they belonging to the plant kingdom, and they are used for the flavoring of food. Alright, so spices may be defined as an aromatic compounds obtained from the vegetable substances and used to flavor the food. Alright, so the spices from the root, and for the spices from the root, we have a very familiar example of Zingiber officinale. As you know, Zingiber officinale is ginger. In the photograph, you can see here, it is a plant of Zingiber officinale. And at the bottom, you will find the swollen roots in the form of rhizome. These rhizomes are typically called it as a ginger, and the botanical name for this plant is a Zingiber officinale. Now, this Zingiber officinale is originated in Southeast Asia. The origin of this plant is Southeast Asia. Now it has been domesticated all over the world. All right. This plant is a perennial, erect, and have a 30 centimeter height. Flowers are yellow in color with a purple margin. The rhizomes are light yellow in color. This rhizome contains the starch, gums, and gingerine as a chemical compound. And due to this particular chemical compound, these rhizomes are used as a spices in many food preparations, like for the preparation of sauce, in the preparation of meat, and sometimes in the teas. All right. So this is the first plant, that is the Zingiber officinale, which produces the spices from its root, and its root is called the rhizome. So the very first example is a ginger having botanical name Zingiber officinale. All right. The second heading we have here, that is the spices from the barks. All right. So for the bark, we have plant Cinnamomum cassia. This plant's bark is used for the spices. As you can see in the picture, here are the bark which has been taken out from the plant, and this is the original photograph of a plant from which this bark has been taken. All right. So the Cinnamomum cassia plant's bark is used as a spices. This is an perennial tree with 12 meter in height. Bark is a smooth in nature and have a clear odor. Bark is removed and cut in the form of ribbons. As you can see here, they are cut in the form of ribbons and left for the drying. And after the drying, this bark is directly used as a spices. This bark contains the chemical compounds such as the tannins, sugars, starch, and essential oil. Alright. So this bark is used to spice up the food and used as spices in many countries. So the example for the spices from bark is a Cinnamomum cassia plant. The third heading we have here is the spices from the floral buds. That is the spices coming from the floral buds. Example for this we have here is a Syzygium aromaticum. Here in a picture you can see here the plant of aromaticum showing the very young floral buds. These floral buds are directly taken out and they are dried in a sunlight so that they got converted like this. In this picture you can see a dried floral buds of the Syzygium aromaticum plant, which are directly sold into the market, and we called it as a clove, right? So these cloves are obtained from the plant Syzygium aromaticum, whose floral buds are taken out and dried in a sunlight. So this plant, the Sycinium, is a small, always greenish to greenish floral buds. These buds are dried in sun, used to aromatize the food and has a heating and stimulating properties. These cloves has a heating and stimulating properties. These cloves are also used as antiseptic and antiplasmodic. That means these cloves shows the antiseptic activity as well as the antiplasmodic activity. So the example for the spices from the floral bud, we have Sycinium aromaticum, whose floral buds are dried in the sun and used to spice up the foods. Alright. So next plant we have here is a spices from fruits. An example for this we have is a capsicum frutescens, that is the pepper. This capsicum frutescens you can see in the picture here producing the fruits of a, which on the maturity got this red color. Alright. I think everyone is familiar with this plant. Alright. So this is the annual short-lived perennial plant. Fruits are typically grow as a pale yellow and matures as a bright red. They grow as a pale yellow in structure and when they mature got the bright red color. Capsaicin is the prime chemical constituent of the capsicum species. This capsaicin is responsible for the hot nature of the chilies. Alright. These fruits can be dried and ground into the powder for the use as a flavoring. As you know, these fruits can be dried up and converted into the powder. This powder can be used to flavor the foods. All right. So for the spices from the fruits, we have example of a capsicum frutescens. This plant produces the fruits of a pale yellow in color, and when they get mature, they convert into bright red color. Capsaicin is the main chemical compound. That is why these chilies are very hot in nature. Plus, these fruits are also dried and ground into the powder and then used as a flavoring agent. All right. Next is spices from the seed, and for this we have example of a Elitaria cardamomum. You may be familiar with this plant as well. This is an aromatic, herbaceous, and the perennial plant. Fruits are triangular capsule. Here you can see that fruits of this plant is a triangular capsules, greenish in color, and have a very delicate odor. The seeds of this capsule, the seeds of these capsules are very small, aromatic, and the spicy. That means the seeds coming out of this fruit are directly used as a spices. These seeds are small, aromatic, and spicy in nature. It is used as a spicy dishes as well as in the desserts as a flavoring agent. So for the spices from the seeds, we have example of Elitaria cardamomum. This plant gives the fruit which are triangular capsules and greenish in color and have delicate odor. The seeds contained in that fruit are small, aromatic, and spicy, and these seeds are used as a flavoring agent. All right. Next we have here is the spices from the leaves. Example for this we have is a Mentha piperata. It is an herbaceous and perennial plant. You can see in the picture the leaves of these plants are directly used as a spices. The it is an herbaceous perennial plant that grow up to the 30 to 90 centimeter in height. The it has a very high content of menthol. That is the menthol. This is the chemical constituent of a Mentha piperata, which is found in very large quantity in a mentha plant. This mint is used for flavoring the meat, fish, sauce, soaps, stews, vinegar, tea, tobacco, and the cardiacs. So, for the spices of the leaves, we have the example of Mentha piperata, which has a greater content of menthol. This mint is used in flavoring the meat, fish, sauces, soaps, stews, vinegar, tea, tobacco, and the cordials. Alright. So let's see what is the importance of these spices. Now there is a wide range of the importance of these spices. First of all, we are going to see the spices in the food. Now these spices bring the natural taste to the cuisines, come in a different flavors and the aroma. They are simply food enhancers and used to give the cuisines a strong taste and the smell. Now you know that these spices are directly used in the food, which gives natural taste to the cuisines and the food items. Alright. So they come in a very different flavors. Each spice has its own different flavor and the aroma. And due to this property, they enhance the food taste. That is why they are very much used in the food preparations. Then some spices also boiled in water to make the tea. Now this tea is called spicy tea. It's prepared in the many countries. All right. Then we have curry is the most popular product made from the combination of several spices. And in many countries, these curries are very famous. All right. So the curry is used to season the dairy and poultry products. Main ingredients of this curry includes ginger, turmeric, fennel, cumin, fenugreek, coriander, and nutmeg. It provides flavor for meat, fish, vegetable, and the soaps. All right. So this is the importance of spices in the food. Next we have is a spices as a medicine. That is the application of spices in the medicine. The medicinal value of the spices in both dental and skin is well established. That is, these spices are used for the dental care and the skin care. Then coriander is used to treat the acne and other skin related conditions. Then fennel seeds are used in the treatment of glaucoma and eye problems. All right. So the funnel also boosts the supply of breast milks. Then we have oregano, helps in fighting against the insulin resistance. Then we have turmeric and the clove are helpful in reducing the blood sugar. So all these are applications of the spices in medicinal industries. Next we have here is the industrial use of spices. Spices are also used as a natural food preservatives. That is the cinnamon can easily replace the industrial preservative which are dangerous for the human health. That is the industrial preservative which are dangerous to the human health is also replaced by the cinnamon which is a spice producing plant. Alright. Pharmaceutically, they have been used to flavor the medicine. To flavor the medicine, these spices are again pharmaceutically used. Clove is processed to produce the clove oil, which is very useful industrially for the medicine. All right. So this is the application, industrial application of the spices. All right. So in a summary, we have seen what are spices. Spices may be defined as the aromatic or pungent vegetable substances used to flavor the food. All right. Then we have seen the spices from the root. We have example of a Zingibar officinale, whose rhizome has been used for the spices. All right. Then we have seen the spices from the bark. We have example of Cinnamomum, cassia. And spices from the floral buds, we have example of Syzygium aromaticum. Then for the spices from the fruits, we have example of capsicum fruticans. Then for the spices from the seeds, we have example of Elateria cardamomum. And then from the spices of the leaves, we have example of mentha piperata. And then we have seen the importance of the spices. First of all, we have seen the spices in the food, then spices as a medicine, and then use of spices in industries. All right. So before completing this lecture, I would like to tell you that you should remember very carefully the names of spice producing plants. All right. This is very important because sometimes in a UPSC examination, they only ask about the write down the any five botanical names of the spice producing plants. So the first plant we have seen is a Zingiber officinale, then Cinnamomum cassia, Syzygium aromaticum, then Capsicum fruticans, then Elateria cardamomum, then Mentha piperata. All right. So I hope you like this lecture. Please like the video. Please make comment if you have any doubt. Please share this video with your friends who are studying the botany. And please subscribe to the Botany Afternoon channel for the UPSC examination. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you soon in the next video.